Chosen one, hear me. You are not here by accident. Heaven itself orchestrated your steps to arrive at this exact moment. The Spirit of God has drawn you because you are standing at the very edge of a supernatural breakthrough. What you are about to hear is not opinion. It is prophetic confirmation that your season of lack has expired and your season of divine transfer has begun. Chosen one, the word declares in Deuteronomy 8:18 that it is God who gives you the power to get wealth, to establish His covenant. That promise is alive over you right now. Every struggle, every silent battle, every hidden tear was not wasted. They were the preparation for the release that is unfolding in this hour. This is not a coincidence. This is a divine appointment. The heavens are opening. The flow of resources, opportunities, and favor is being directed into your life by the hand of the Almighty. You've been asking for a sign, and this moment is that sign. Anointed one, lift your spirit. Expect the impossible. The drought is ending. The doors are opening. The transfer is already in motion. You are chosen for this moment. Step in with faith. Your destiny is awakening. Chosen one, pause here and open your spirit. This moment is not entertainment, it is encounter. If you feel something stirring as you listen, it is because heaven has appointed this very second for you. Do not treat it lightly. Mark your faith with action. Declare the number 99 inches the comments. Why 99? Because heaven always leaves the 99 to pursue the one. That one is you, the anointed, the set apart, the chosen. What I am about to share is not human opinion. These are prophetic markers, 5 signs that God Himself has placed someone in your path, not for comfort, but for destiny. This is not about fleeting chemistry or shallow attraction. This is about alignment with eternal purpose. If you have ever wondered why a bond will not die, why their name returns in your prayers, or why silence feels heavy with unfinished pages, it is because the story is not finished. Sign 1. Repeated encounters are not random. You may have convinced yourself it is over. You told your heart, I am free. I am moving on. Yet somehow, when you least expect it, their presence reappears. A random scroll and their face stares back. A dream jolts you awake with their name. A chance meeting happens in a place you never planned. These are not glitches. They are divine fingerprints. I know this because I walked through it. There was a time I thought God had closed the book. I tried to bury every feeling, to silence every memory. Yet just when I thought it was over, reminders came through unexpected conversations, sudden encounters, quiet whispers in prayer. At first I brushed it off as coincidence, but over time I saw the truth. Heaven was speaking in patterns. God does not always shout. More often He whispers through timing, through subtle choreography that feels ordinary but strikes your spirit. That is why life seems to keep pulling you back. Not because you are weak, but because purpose never expires. Purpose waits until the appointed hour. Understand this. Divine connections are rarely convenient. They hide inside awkward moments and unusual timings. You meet when you least expect, in places that seem unimportant. Yet, in the unseen, these are checkpoints from heaven. Each one is a reminder that the assignment still lives. Separation becomes training. Silence sharpens patience. Delay builds strength. And when heaven says, now, the paths will align with precision. Have you noticed how even the smallest interaction feels weighty? A simple hello carries echoes you cannot explain. A glance feels charged with recognition. Even silence speaks like a secret language of the spirit. This is not nostalgia. It is heaven's reminder that something is unfinished. But here is the warning, chosen one. Not every intense pull is divine. Discernment is your safeguard. When it is God, the encounter does not leave you confused. Even if questions remain, peace lingers. A whisper rises within. There is more. That is why this message found you. These encounters are not interruptions. They are invitations, prophetic rehearsals for what heaven is preparing. And when God is about to release something, the signals always intensify. Expect the unexpected. Prepare your spirit. Stay awake. Chosen one, this was never random. And in the next sign, you will see how their very presence awakens your calling. Chosen one, now we go deeper. You have seen how repeated encounters are not random, but let me unveil the second prophetic marker. Sign 2. Their presence awakens your spirit. This is not about butterflies. This is not about shallow emotion. This is about ignition, soul fire that sparks without effort. There are people who make you feel wanted, people who entertain, people who distract. But then there are rare souls whose very presence shifts the atmosphere. When they enter the room, you think clearer. Your prayers grow bolder. Your heart, once scattered, suddenly aligns with heaven's blueprint. Chosen one, that is not emotional dependency. That is spiritual activation. I know this truth in my own life. Years ago, I met someone whose words were few, yet every moment near them sharpened me. My prayer life deepened. Dreams I had buried began to breathe again. It wasn't charm. It wasn't attraction. It was alignment. Their presence was a mirror, reflecting back the version of myself God had always seen. I realized then, some connections are less about comfort and more about calling. Understand this. God doesn't send everyone to soothe you. Some He sends to wake you up, to remind you of promises you've silenced, to reignite visions you thought were gone. They don't have to preach a sermon. They don't even have to say much at all. Their very energy disrupts stagnation and pulls the warrior, the intercessor, the visionary back to the surface. Chosen one, have you felt it? Around them, you remember who you are, not the version shaped by trauma, not the version defined by others, but the one heaven whispered into existence before you were born. That is kingdom alignment. This isn't just chemistry, because chemistry fades. This is covenant. When heaven forges a connection, it is designed to outlast feelings and to propel you into destiny. And here's the mystery. This activation is not one-sided. When God aligns two souls, both are elevated. You experience divine synergy, like two flames that burn brighter together. Your prayers feel heavier, your dreams gain momentum, your faith expands. This is not dependency. This is interdependence designed for kingdom impact. But be warned, such a connection will not always feel safe emotionally. Sometimes their presence will challenge you, not through harsh words, but by carrying such clarity of purpose that you feel convicted to rise higher. It can be uncomfortable, yet it is sacred. For it is in discomfort that God does His greatest work. Think about it. The right person will not lull you into apathy. They will stir you out of complacency. They will remind you of prayers you stopped praying, of promises you thought were lost. That is how you know it is a God-ordained bond. Even in silence, even without touch, their presence sharpens your focus on Him. You feel enlarged, not diminished. And maybe this is why the enemy fought so fiercely to separate you. Because hell knows what happens when two chosen ones stand side by side, aligned in purpose. Together, they become unstoppable. Chosen one, this isn't emotion. its frequency, its heaven's signal, calling you higher. This is only the beginning. In the next sign, you will see why even silence, distance, and time cannot break what was written in heaven before you were born. Chosen one, open your heart wide, because what I am about to share will shift the way you see everything. Sign 3. The bond survives time, silence, and distance. Most human connections are fragile. They wither when there is no constant communication. They crumble after a misunderstanding. They fade when distance stretches too far. But when God is the author, the bond does not break. It matures, it deepens, it survives what should have destroyed it. I know this in my own life. There were seasons where months passed with no words spoken, where miles stretched between me and someone heaven had linked me to. Logically, it should have dissolved. By every natural measure, the connection should have disappeared. But then, out of nowhere, a memory resurfaced, a dream disrupted my night, or an unexpected message arrived. It wasn't nostalgia. It wasn't weakness. It was spirit recognizing spirit. Chosen one, when God forges a bond, time does not diminish it. Silence does not kill it. Distance cannot erase it. Instead, those very factors become tools of refinement. God allows separation to strengthen patience. He allows silence to sharpen discernment. He allows distance to prove that purpose is not dependent on proximity. Think of it this way. Fragile ties need constant validation, texts, reassurances, daily proof. But divine connections are sustained in the unseen. Even without constant interaction, the tether remains. Your spirits stay in dialogue even when your mouths do not. Your assignments intertwine in the spirit even when your paths diverge on earth. That is why, chosen one, you feel the pulse of that bond even after years apart. This is not obsession. This is prophetic endurance. God is training you to recognize resilience. When the world says, "It's over," the Spirit whispers, "Not yet." And when heaven whispers, you cannot ignore it. Do not mistake the silence for abandonment. Do not misread the distance as death. God is often most active in the unseen. He works in the pauses. He prepares in the gaps. He refines both you and them on separate journeys, but always moving toward collision at the appointed time. And here is the revelation. If the bond has survived storms, misunderstandings, and long seasons of absence, it is because the assignment is still alive. What was planted was not meant for convenience. It was designed for impact. Heaven does not waste connection. If it lives for purpose. Chosen one. Recognize what the enemy tries to do here. He will use time to breed doubt. He will use silence to plant fear. He will use distance to whisper lies. But remember, God does not need noise to prove himself. He moves in quiet, invisible ways. And when the appointed moment comes, he reconnects what he preserved, not as a repeat of the past, but as a rebirth into purpose. That bond you feel pulsing inside, the one you cannot shake, is not a ghost of the past. It is a seed planted for the future. It has been buried, not destroyed. And in the season of alignment, it will sprout again. Stay with me, chosen one, because the next sign will reveal why this connection is not just about companionship, but about pushing you into your divine calling. Chosen one, lean closer, because this next revelation will shift how you measure every relationship in your life. Sign 4. They push you toward your calling, not away from it. Not everyone who loves you is aligned with your destiny. Some people come to comfort your wounds. Others enter only to distract you. Their presence may feel sweet in the moment, but over time you notice something subtle happening. Your prayer life weakens, your vision blurs, your hunger for God fades. That is the fruit of a connection rooted in the flesh. But when God ordains a bond, the opposite happens. It doesn't numb you, it ignites you. I know because I have lived this. There was someone in my journey whose presence stirred something in me I didn't even know was asleep. Around them, I couldn't stay small. My prayers stretched. My dreams expanded. My courage grew sharper. It wasn't because they pressured me. It was because their very being carried the fragrance of purpose. They reminded me of who I was called to be. Chosen one. When God sends someone, they don't allow you to settle. They will not co-sign your excuses. They will not let you shrink beneath your anointing. Instead, they call forth the leader, the warrior, the visionary within you. They become like a mirror, reflecting not your weaknesses, but your God-given strength. You may not always like it, because they stir you out of comfort zones. But the discomfort is sacred. It is heaven's tool for growth. Notice this. Around the wrong person, you feel drained, distracted, diminished. Around the right one, you feel enlarged, even convicted to rise. They don't have to lecture you. Their passion alone reignites yours. Their pursuit of purpose awakens your own. That is not chemistry, that is covenant. Think of iron sharpening iron. Sparks fly, but strength emerges. The one God sends will refine you. They are not there to be your escape. They are there to be your alignment force. Sometimes they may feel less like a romantic dream and more like a divine catalyst. But, chosen one, that is the very proof it is God. Because fairy tales may soothe you, but kingdom partnerships transform you. Even when distance separates you, their influence lingers. You hear their voice echo in your decisions. You sense their presence as a standard that keeps pulling you higher. Once awakened by such a connection, you cannot go back to small thinking or shallow prayers. The bar has been raised, and deep down, you know you were designed to live at that higher level. Chosen one, realize why the warfare around this bond has been so fierce. The enemy does not fear feelings, he fears impact. If two people aligned in purpose ever stand together, their union becomes a weapon of mass restoration. That is why you have felt so much resistance, because hell sees the potential even before you do. So do not confuse their challenge as rejection. Do not mistake your discomfort as danger. It is a sign that you are being sharpened, prepared, provoked to walk as the true version of yourself. When God sends a person, they don't make you feel safe so you can hide. They make you feel sent so you can rise. And now, chosen one, stay with me, because the next sign reveals the ultimate key, why your mission and their mission are divinely intertwined, carrying weight far beyond personal happiness, impacting generations to come. Chosen one. You've seen how God confirms his hand through encounters, awakenings, endurance, and refinement. Now we arrive at the ultimate key. Sign 5. Your mission and their mission are intertwined. Heaven never forges connections just to satisfy loneliness. God is strategic. He aligns lives for kingdom impact. Long before you knew their name, before you ever crossed paths, a blueprint was already written in eternity. 2 callings, 2 journeys, 2 assignments that fit together like sacred puzzle pieces. This bond was never about filling a void in your heart. It was always about fulfilling a divine mandate on earth. I know this in my own life. There was someone whose strengths complemented my weaknesses, whose courage covered my hesitation, whose faith balanced my doubt. It wasn't romance that marked it. It was recognition. I realized we were stronger together, not because of emotion, but because our missions overlapped in ways only heaven could design. Chosen One. This is divine interdependence. Not dependency born of fear, but alignment birthed from God's agenda. The very areas where you feel weak, they carry strength. The dreams you've been afraid to pursue, they carry courage. The wounds you thought disqualified you, they carry balm not just for you, but for others who will be touched by your union. This is how heaven multiplies influence. Understand this. When God intertwines two missions, He's not thinking about comfort zones. He's thinking about legacies, about generations, about territories being claimed for the kingdom. Together, you don't just form a couple, you form a spiritual force field. Your testimonies merge, your battles converge, your victories multiply. This connection was never meant for mere survival. It was designed for corporate revival. And maybe now you see why this bond feels irreplaceable. No matter who comes along, nothing carries the same weight. It's because this connection wasn't birthed in human desire. It was birthed in eternity's archives. God's handwriting is all over it, and because it carries generational consequence, the process has been meticulous. That's why the timing feels frustrating. That's why it's taken so long. Heaven will not allow this to unfold prematurely. Chosen One, reflect for a moment. Every delay, every separation, every painful pruning season, it wasn't punishment, it was preparation. God refused to unite you while wounds remained unhealed or while your spirits were misaligned. He was refining you both separately, building pillars strong enough to carry the weight of your joint assignment. And here is the mystery. The enemy knew this. That's why the warfare around this connection has been so relentless. Because when two chosen ones stand together, their alignment becomes a portal for strategies straight from heaven to manifest on earth. They don't just love each other, they amplify each other's anointing. They cover blind spots. They become heaven's answer to problems not yet seen. Chosen One. When God merges missions, He is thinking beyond personal happiness. He's thinking about the lives you'll impact, the chains you'll break, the nations you'll influence. That is why it feels so sacred, so weighty, so irreplaceable. Because it is not about what is comfortable, it is about what is eternal. Now, as this final sign settles in your spirit, you realize you're not obsessive, you're spiritually aware. You've been sensing heaven's design all along. A kingdom alliance wrapped in divine timing. Stay with me, Chosen One, because in the conclusion you will see why God's delays are never denials, and why, when He moves, He does it with glory, precision, and unstoppable purpose. Chosen One. This moment you are standing in is not a coincidence. Everything you've just heard, every sign, every whisper, every revelation, was not random information. It was a prophetic unveiling, a reminder that heaven has been orchestrating things behind the scenes from the very beginning. Even in your doubts, even in your confusion, even in your silent prayers, the hand of God has been steady. The encounters you thought were chance, the dreams that kept interrupting your nights, the bond that refused to die, all of it was part of a sacred design. A blueprint sketched in eternity before you ever took your first breath. You are not imagining it. You are not weak for feeling it. You are not foolish for discerning it. You are being called deeper. Chosen One. God has not been silent. He has been strategic. He has been preparing you in ways you didn't even recognize. Every delay, every separation, every hidden season was not meant to punish you, but to prepare you. What looked like stillness was divine positioning. What felt like silence was holy recalibration. Heaven was refining you for this exact moment of clarity. The connection you sense is not entertainment for your emotions, it is an ignition for your mission. Heaven does not tether souls to keep them trapped in longing. Heaven aligns souls to unlock assignments. And what you are feeling now is not the end of a story. It is the prelude to a divine deployment. I've learned this through my own journey. There were times I mistook God's pauses for his absence. Times I thought silence meant I had been forgotten. But when I look back, I see clearly. Those were the seasons where God was crafting me into someone who could carry the weight of his promise. And chosen one, that is what he has been doing in you. This is your awakening. This is your confirmation. You have been asking for a sign, and heaven has answered. That connection that keeps tugging at your spirit is not here to distract you, it is here to direct you. It is heaven's way of pointing you toward your next assignment. So I want you to make a declaration right now. Write it boldly in the comments. I recognize the signs. When you do, you are not just acknowledging it for yourself. You are releasing a ripple into the atmosphere. Your declaration may be the very confirmation another chosen one has been praying for. You might not even realize how your obedience in this moment becomes the spark that ignites someone else's clarity. Remember, this is bigger than your feelings. This is bigger than your questions. This is kingdom orchestration. You are part of a divine strategy that will ripple across generations. That is why you cannot afford to dismiss it. That is why you cannot shrink back into fear or confusion. Heaven is calling you to rise. Chosen one, breathe this in. Let it engrave itself on your spirit. When it is God's plan, it does not fade. It matures, it evolves, it aligns. And when the appointed time comes, it manifests with a force no man, no demon, no delay can stop. Stay with me, because what I will share next will not only close this message, it will activate a prophetic awakening inside you. Chosen one, lift your eyes and open your spirit. What is happening in your life right now is not a coincidence, it is a convergence. Heaven has been aligning pieces you could not see, arranging encounters you could not predict, and guarding a bond you could not destroy. You are standing at the edge of something supernatural, and the weight of this moment is holy. You must understand, this is not simply about a connection between two people. It is about heaven's agenda unfolding on earth. The delays you endured, the battles you fought, the separations that seemed unbearable, none of it was wasted. God was weaving something eternal. Every unanswered prayer was a lesson. Every tear you shed was a seed. And now those seeds are breaking the soil, sprouting into visible evidence of divine timing. Chosen one, hear this with your whole being. The bond heaven protects does not weaken under pressure, it strengthens. What survived distance, silence, and misunderstanding will become unshakable when God says the time is right. And that time is drawing near. You may have felt overlooked. You may have thought the story was finished. But heaven is declaring, this is only the beginning. I know what it feels like to wait without clarity. I know what it feels like to hold on to a whisper when logic tells you to let go. I've walked through seasons where nothing seemed to add up, where silence mocked my faith. Yet every single time, God proved that his silence was not absence but strategy. And when he finally moved, it was sudden, undeniable, unstoppable. Chosen one, that is the season you are entering now. This is why your spirit has been restless. This is why no substitute has satisfied you, because when God has chosen a bond, He does not allow counterfeits to fill the space. He allows only refinement until the real thing can stand in its full glory. That is why you cannot shake this. That is why you are hearing this message today. So, what do you do now? You position yourself. You prepare your heart. You keep your oil filled like the wise virgins in the parable. You do not chase. You do not force. You do not manipulate. You align. You trust. You surrender. Because when heaven orchestrates, all you must do is be ready to say yes. Chosen one, let these words engrave themselves upon your soul. If it is from God, it will return. If it is from God, it will align. If it is from God, it will be unstoppable. Do not let fear write your story. Do not let impatience sabotage your destiny. You are closer than you think. The shift is already happening. The unseen has already moved in your favor. And now, I urge you, declare it boldly in the comments. Still chosen, still aligned. This is your stamp of faith, your agreement with heaven. Each declaration builds an atmosphere where miracles manifest. You are not just typing words, you are releasing prophecy into your own future. Chosen one, your story is not behind you. Your story is rising in front of you. And when God completes it, every delay will make sense, every tear will testify, every moment of waiting will be redeemed in glory. Stay with me, because in the final section, we will seal this word with prophetic activation that will awaken boldness, clarity, and unstoppable faith within you. Chosen one, as this message draws to a close, I want you to pause and feel the weight of where you are right now. You are not here by accident. Heaven scheduled this moment to awaken you, to realign you, and to remind you that the story of your life is still unfolding under divine authorship. The signs you've heard today are not random. They are confirmations that what you've been sensing, what you've been wrestling with in silence, is in fact the voice of God guiding you. This is more than emotion. This is more than longing. This is about destiny. The bond that has refused to die is not an accident of memory. It is a seed planted in eternity. Every season of waiting, every stretch of silence, every distance that seemed impossible to cross was not punishment. It was preparation. God has been using all of it to shape you into someone strong enough, healed enough, and faithful enough to carry the weight of what He is about to release. Chosen one, do not despise the waiting. Do not curse the silence. These were tools in God's hand. His silence was strategy. His delay was design. His timing has been precise, and when He moves, it will be swift, undeniable, and unstoppable. That is why you cannot shake this connection, why your spirit refuses to forget. Because heaven has not forgotten. Heaven has preserved it. This connection was never about shallow comfort, it was about eternal consequence. God intertwines missions, not just hearts. When He aligns two chosen ones, He is thinking of legacies, generations, territories that will be reclaimed for His kingdom. That is why this bond feels so heavy. That is why no substitute has ever satisfied you. It carries the fingerprints of eternity. So what must you do now? Posture yourself in faith. Stand tall in expectancy. Do not shrink into doubt. Lift your voice and declare your agreement with heaven. Write boldly in the comments, I receive alignment. I am still chosen. These are not just words. They are prophetic seeds. Every seed you plant in faith becomes a harvest in due season. Your declaration marks you, and heaven responds. And don't keep this word locked inside. Share it with the person God placed on your heart while you listened. You may be the instrument heaven uses to bring clarity and confirmation into their life. Your obedience could ignite the awakening of another chosen one. Above all, carry this refrain like a banner over your soul. If it is from God, it will return. If it is from God, it will align. If it is from God, it will be unstoppable. Let it echo in you until it becomes unshakable faith. Chosen one, this is your Kairos moment, your appointed time. The delay is over, the preparation is complete, the next chapter is opening, and heaven is calling you to step into it with boldness. Walk forward knowing you were born for this very hour. Your destiny is awakening, and no force in earth or hell can stop it now. Chosen one, receive this truth in your spirit. This moment is not ordinary. This is your Kairos moment, your appointed time. The heavens have already shifted on your behalf, and the bond you feel, the signs you've discerned, are proof that a supernatural transfer is already in motion. You are not waiting for favor, you are walking into it. You are not chasing alignment, you are standing in it. Chosen one, lift your head. The blueprint of your life was written before your first breath, and nothing, no delay, no opposition, no scheme of the enemy can erase what God has ordained. This connection is not here to stir shallow emotions. It is here to awaken your mission, to ignite the version of yourself that hell feared would ever rise. You are stepping into deployment, into destiny, into divine partnership that will echo across generations. I speak blessing over you now. May your discernment sharpen. May your spirit remain steadfast. May every hidden promise bloom in its appointed season. Walk forward in gratitude, for the doors are already opening and the harvest is already ripening. This is the hour to remain faithful, to keep your oil full, and to align yourself with the flow of heaven's anointing. Chosen one, seal this word. Declare it in the comments. I recognize the signs. Share this message so another may awaken. And as you do, remember, if it is from God, it will return, it will align, it will be unstoppable. Go now, anointed one, and walk boldly into the destiny heaven has prepared for you.